Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pickup video. It's been around 2 weeks I think since I posted my last video, so I've gotten a lot of stuff in those 2 weeks. This is probably going to be a two-parter, guys, just letting you know. I'm going to start off with the movies I've picked up these 2 weeks. So let's get started. I went to a pawn shop and they had this buy 3 movies for 100 peso deal. 100 pesos is like 850, something like that. So the very first movie I picked up is The Towering Inferno with Steve McQueen and Paul Newman. I remember back when I was a kid, they would used to pass three disaster movies. One was Airport, which was about this airplane which I own. The second one was The Towering Inferno, and the third one was The Poseidon Adventure. And I always liked The Towering Inferno best. Paul Newman is this architect that builds this massive, skyscraper. But the owner and his son-in-law cut costs, so they buy cheaper products. So there's this electrical short, and the building 81 starts catching fire, and then it escalates and it escalates, and everyone's trying to fight for their lives and everything, and they have the mayor on the building because it's a party for the opening of the thing. I just really liked The Towering Inferno. Out of the three disaster movies, like I said, I watched as a kid, this one is by far my favorite one. Just really well done. I thought the acting was pretty good. The fire was real. They had no CG back in the 70s when this movie was made. So just a really impressive movie. Just really liked it a lot. And the other movie I got at that pawn shop was Chicago. This is musical set in the 1940s. It won Best Picture in one of the years of the Oscar. And the only reason I bought this one is because I was watching the Nostalgia Critics channel, one of his old videos for the top 11 best villain songs. And Chicago was there. And I've heard it's actually a really good movie. And after seeing it, yeah, it really is. But if you don't like that time period, or people breaking out in music, you're probably not gonna like it. But I liked it. So the second one I bought is The Man Who Would Be King, starring Sean Connery and Michael Caine. Sean Connery is of course famous for his James Bond role, and Michael Caine, I know him from a bunch of movies. Most recently, the Dark Knight. He was Alfred. So it's basically about these two British guys that go into this country. They start a revolution. They overthrow the king. Sean Connery becomes the king, and Michael Caine's like, "Well, now we got what we wanted. Let's rob them blind." But then Sean Connery, uh, you know, develops a sense of honor, and no, I gotta stick by these people. It's actually a really good adventure movie. I really liked it. And a friend of mine was selling these because he bought the trilogy, and he sold me Family Guy, Blue Harvest, which is the Star Wars New Hope episode of Family Guy. It runs like 47 minutes long, but I really liked it. I'm a big fan of the Star Wars movie, so it was cool to see Family Guy do a spin on it, and I really liked the first one. It has a lot of really cool jokes, even though Family Guy is not as good as it used to be. Like, by far not as fun as it used to be. I like this one. And he also sold me his Blu-ray copy of Something 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 Dark Side. This one is not as good as the first one, which leads me to believe the third one will be even worse. But it still has some pretty fun jokes in there, so yeah. Then at Swap Meet, this guy was also selling 3 movies for 100 pesos. So the very first one I saw and I picked up immediately was Gremlins Special Edition. I freaking love Gremlins. Gremlins was just really cool. To this day, the effects on Gizmo and the effects on the freaking Gremlins, just awesome. There's Stripe. And it actually came brand new. It's actually sealed and everything. I already opened it so I could see it. But just a really cool movie. I'm still trying to track down the second one, because the second one is also pretty good. They introduce a whole bunch of new gremlins. One that talks, one that flies and can survive sunlight. A spider one. Just the two Gremlins movie are really cool, and I wouldn't mind if they made a third one somehow. Then I picked up Blade 2. This is the movie based on the Marvel Comics character, who's the son of a vampire who's her mom was bitten by a vampire and she was turning when she had Blade, so he's half vampire, half human, Dampier, and he goes around, hunting vampires, trying to eventually find the one that killed his mom. And so the first one was really good. The first one I thought was really cool, very original. But my favorite one by far is the second one. The second one is directed by Guillermo del Toro, who directed the two Hellboy movies, Pan's Labyrinth, Chronos, and he really made this movie really cool. He really gave it a really, really unique style. And in this one, they present vampires that hunt other vampires, and it becomes this really huge plague. So just really, really cool movie. Then I got this full screen edition of Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life. A lot of people didn't like the second one. The first one was really cool, really, really cool. So a lot of people didn't take to the second one as much, but I enjoyed it. For what it is, it's an action movie, and it stars Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie. So what else? What else could one hope for it? So it's a cool video game movie. I really really liked it. And I was walking away and I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick up the other movies they had, but I decided to pick up some more movies. And I picked up the director's cut of Spawn. Wasn't really huge fan of the Spawn books. Didn't really take to the character. My brother was more of a fan of a Spawn fan than me. But I saw the movie and I actually did like it. It has a nice setting and some really interesting special effects. The concept of Spawn is cool, just not ever really realized. But this one comes with a whole bunch of extra features on how they made the effects and everything. So you know, since I'm trying to get comic book movies, I couldn't pass this one up. It's for what it's worth. It really is cool. And of course, I decided to pick up the first Tomb Raider. I already have Tomb Raider 1 on UMD for the PSP, but it doesn't come with any special features. And of course this one does, so that made me decide to actually buy the DVD. And like I said, the first one is way better than the second one. Has just a whole bunch of more cool stuff, and I gotta say, Angelina Jolie looks really hot in this one. She really does make you believe that she's Lara Croft. Just really really cool. And I picked up Speed, starring Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, and Sandra Bullock. This movie actually represents my 300th movie. I now have 300 movies on DVD, between DVD and Blu-ray. And, another popcorn movie, just a really fast action movie. A lot of people don't like it, but I personally do. I do like it. Really does live up to its name. Keanu Reeves is this cop that an ex-cop puts a bomb in this car, so if it goes below a certain speed, the bus will blow up. So Keanu Reeves gets in there and is trying to keep the bus going while they try to figure out how to disable the bomb, or at least find the guy that has the trigger and blow it up. And just it does live up to the name. It's really fast. It's really how the bus impossibly tries to maintain speed and jumps through a building and a bridge in construction. Just a basic summer popcorn movie, but I still enjoyed it. I really liked it, and like I said, it's my 300th movie. And in another swap meet, I picked up these last three movies. Picked up on DVD Lost in Space. I remember seeing a few episodes of the original TV show, and I thought it was kind of stupid. Just a whole bunch of really dumb things happening, and oddly enough, the movie does keep that spirit. It has a lot of really good actors. It has Gary Oldman, who's Commissioner Gordon in the Batman series. And it has Heather Graham, the guy from Friends, even though I don't really watch that show. And this girl, who I think I saw in other movies, but it's the special effects are really cool, but it's just a dumb movie. The only reason I decided to pick it up is again because I saw a review of it in the Nostalgia Critic. He reviewed it, said it was a bunch of junk, and I decided to check it out for myself because I've flipped over it when they pass it on television. I don't decide to actually see it, so I actually did decide to see this, and yeah, it's stupid, but at least some of the special effects are cool. And I picked up the special edition of the Karate Kid. Loved this movie as a kid, even though basically it is a Rocky for teenagers. But I really like the character of of Mr. Miyagi. I thought he was really funny, and the way he's trying to teach Daniel-san to defend himself against the bullies, and at the end when he's fighting the tournament, and it's a really fun and really cool movie. I end up, I get caught up in it, and I always end up cheering for Danielson at the end. So like, yeah, beat their ass. And it has that famous scene where he puts him to wax his car, and like wax off, wax on, and eventually that helps him defend himself. It's just really cool movie. And the last movie I got is a horror movie, the special edition of Carrie, another movie made in the 70s. And this is just like a really awesome, revenge movie, I guess you could say. Carrie is this social outcast. Her mom is this overprotective religious freak that just keeps her locked up in a closet, and that make her socially inept, and at school she gets picked on and made fun of, and she's called Creepy Carrie, and and then these really mean kids try to make fun of her, so they devise this evil plan to make her prom queen, and then at the prom they drop a bucket of pig's blood on her. So that's basically what makes her snap. And Carrie has telekinetic ability, so when she snaps, she really snaps. She goes on a total rampage, uh, lights everything on fire, and smashes cars. Just a really awesome rampage. And you feel bad for Carrie. I mean, who hasn't felt like an outcast at one moment or another? And yeah, just, the ending was really sad. I really felt bad for Carrie, but it's a really cool movie. It has some really cool, telekinetic effects and everything. Just awesome. I saw they made a sequel which sucked, and then they made a remake which sucked even more. So if you have a chance to watch the original one, definitely check it out, because this is a really nice movie. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be part one of the collection pickups. Just wanted to show off the movies. Definitely, if you have a chance to watch them, watch Carrie, the original one. Awesome movie. And Gremlins, that one goes without saying. Just really cool. It's an interesting mix between comedy and horror, but Gremlins is really cool. So yeah, stay tuned for part two, and see you then.